Heyo.
And we got episode 2. We're going to watch now, Dummy.
Dummy.
Ready?
No. Let's do it.
It's the exact kind of dummies you were thinking of. I don't know if it is. I don't know what kind of dummies you were thinking. Let me check we're talking. And we're back.
And we're back.
We're talking about season 1, episode 2, Dummy.
Dummy.
What'd you think of this?
It has nothing to do with anyone's intelligence. It's this felt like a second episode.
Yeah.
So we're starting to get into kind of like the rhythm of things.
Yeah.
It was a little weird, but
I love how I say
fun.
question somebody's intelligence and I'm like, oh, I was assuming ventriloquist dummies. It's neither of those.
It's neither of those.
It's crash test dummies.
Yeah, which is fun.
So this episode was written by Peter Oko. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
That's okay. Keep going.
And then also directed again by Barry Sonnenfeld.
Nice.
Hooray.
Woo.
Anyway, so we start off with our prologue with Ned at the boarding school.
Yes,
and
that's where he spent his childhood.
And he's very sad.
He stood on the exact spot where, 4 weeks and 2 days previously, his father had deposited him at the Longborough School for Boys.
Oh yeah, so his mom dies and his dad just like leaves him there.
Yeah.
Parting words, "I'll be back." He lied.
So Ned's had a good life.
Dread which the boy, thinking of revenge and also not thinking at all, young Ned volunteered to assist with that day's science project. Young Ned's secret gift was governed by 3 simple
Did you ever
rules.
dissect a frog?
Touch a dead thing once,
I thought I dissected a mud puppy, but I think now they do like virtual, which I think is nicer.
That's nicer.
Save the frogs!
Nice.
keep a dead thing alive for more than a minute. And something else has to die.
Oh.
His gift had once again brought him great distress in place of great joy.
Are you responsible for this?
Yeah, I just murdered a bunch of pigeons.
So young Ned did what his father had done to him only 31 days before.
And the student sees him because he doesn't interact with them. Mm-hmm. So then he says, I'm going to get revenge. And they're in a science class and it's frog dissection day.
Woo!
So he's like, screw it. I'm going to bring them all to life.
Yeah, which is pretty funny.
And then he does. And then they go rampage. He accidentally grabs one and it dies again. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't really feel any better. He's just like, meh.
Yeah.
And then some birds die.
Then some birds die because he doesn't touch all the frogs again. So is the life.
And it's basically, I think, because sometimes like there's a point of like why Ned does the things he does. That's kind of what the point of the prologues are. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of like he lies to his teacher, basically saying like, no, I did nothing to do with killing the birds. And then he would keep secret since.
Right.
But anyway.
Which he learned from his father because his father lied and told him he was coming back.
Oh, we'll get to his father.
Ooh.
Not anytime soon. But
I imagine.
Well, the show's short, so maybe sometime soon.
Soon is relative.
Anyway. See, we're smart about this.
All the time.
Now and then.
As Chuck spoke, she realized her secrets were really a lot, and every minute.
How many people have you brought back to life?
It's not like I walk
How
around
much money do you
inviting
think
childhood sweethearts
Chuck's
willy-nilly.
new clothes
What about
cost?
Emerson? Huh? Oh, coming through. Touch lots.
Like they had to get her whole new.
Just because you kill him again as soon as you get what you want doesn't make it any different.
Yes, it does. Coming through.
It's kind of cute.
Can we not say kill? I touched the... Chuck, you're the only human being I've ever made alive again to stay.
He lied. In fact, the pie maker had kept one other person alive for longer than a minute, using the gift
What's
to
he in his
temporarily
defense?
revive his own
He
mother.
was 10.
Your eyes twitching.
Is it?
I also kind of like all of Chuck's dresses. They're so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not wedge it between the Edam and the paneer, or I could air out the Gouda.
In fact,
I think we're
young
supposed to put nice
Chuck did
cheeses
not
in the
refer to
fridge.
a refrigerator as anything
sure.
but a cheese box until she was
I think it may
17.
depend on the. I guess it depends. So then we wake up. So then we get to modern time, modern days, and we rearrange Ned's room so that there are 2 single beds
Nice.
because they can't sleep together.
They can't sleep together.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
And they're like talking, and Chuck's like kind of feeling a bit weird, and I think like wants to open up to Ned about secrets, and wants him to open up,
Yeah.
and he ain't.
He is not opening up, and she wants to know more about him.
So like she's also not really opening up, especially like how she misses her aunts a lot and wants
Yeah.
to see them, but can't
Right.
because of
Because she's supposed to be dead.
So they're there, and then also Chuck has like a whole new wardrobe, which I kind of wonder like when they went out and got all that.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure they had
Time, yeah.
Yeah.
But they kind of are trying to figure out like how they're gonna like maneuver through the house without touching. Cause again, if they touch, she dead.
Right. No contact.
So it's like very bad. So basically, it's like yelling out like, "Hey, I'm going in or going out, whatever," and that kind of thing. We find out that Chuck calls the fridge a cheese box.
Because that's all she knows it as.
That's all she knows it as.
I want some cheese.
We have some American cheese upstairs.
Is that all? Is that the only cheese?
We don't have my mom is vegan. We don't really have cheese.
Oh, that's true. I forget about that. They make vegan cheeses.
We have vegan cheese too. But do you like vegan cheese?
Depends.
I've had it a bunch of times now, like melted on something.
Yeah.
It kind of just tastes slightly better than like the single cheese that you get.
Right.
So it's like
on a sliding scale of cheeses. It's like a salad.
you can survive it.
Mm-hmm.
Olive Snook
That is not
considered the
safe.
changes in her own life.
There's a surprising lack of physical contact. Oh, crap.
1 mile to the west, Emerson Codd was
That's not
also
safe.
not thrilled. During times of stress or anxiety, he liked to knit. Since the arrival of the dead girl who was not dead, he found the stockinette stitch to be especially relaxing.
Emerson Codd, meet me at the morgue in 15 minutes.
As he finished purling the row, he wished aloud.
She better not come.
But then, so like they're eating, so Chuck and Ed are eating breakfast, and then Olive just like out of the window, and she's like holding on like a curtain, and I'm like, you're like several stories up. This is not safe. Like has a mirror, like trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, you're gonna fall and die.
It's worth it.
And then Ned's gonna bring you back to life, and you can't touch him.
Yeah.
Again.
It's true.
But she does. I mean, like she ends up like slightly falling,
Right.
but she's fine.
She's fine. She makes it out.
Yep.
Hi, Emerson. Isn't this exciting?
Is it?
That girl's not going anywhere.
You don't know nothing about her except she had soft lips when she was 10.
That should be enough.
Eh.
Like it.
She's also a beekeeper.
That's true. Very important detail.
What did you guys talk about?
I'd really like to get out of this car stand.
Was he upset you brought your childhood sweetheart back to life?
He barely knows you're here.
In fact, Emerson Codd had finished knitting a sweater vest and 2 handgun cozies in the weeks since Chuck's return.
Sweet.
Do I really have to sit in back from now on?
It's for your own safety.
You sound like my dad.
If my hand brushes yours,
I just think
you'd
this
be
is a fun
dead.
way to do like a police, because technically a police
say that.
procedural. It's just a fun way to do it.
We're from the government safety place.
Is that a question?
Government safety place.
The facts were
Is the
these.
Morgue your favorite?
One Bernard Slaybeck, an unmarried automotive safety specialist,
Then Emerson comes in and we got a new case
Woo!
of a guy, it's like his name is Bernard Slaybeck, and he is a car safety tester, and he was apparently killed in a hit and run,
Ah,
like you do.
that's unfortunate.
So then we go to the morgue, we see Morgue guy again. He's just like,
It's pretty funny.
and so then we bring Bernard to life, and Chuck does her whole, do you have any last wishes or anything? And that kind of thing, and then Bernard's like kind of asks questions, and you see his makeup of like,
Yeah.
I remember like when I first watched it, for some reason that really freaked me out.
Oh, really?
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but like, it's kind of creepy.
Why is everything so blurry?
Oh, probably because your eyeballs are flat.
That's the question.
Is this heaven?
Could be.
No, it's not.
Is that God?
No.
I'm confused because I'm a Buddhist.
Buddhism's fascinating, isn't it?
I was killed by a crash test dummy.
Those dummies.
Those dummies.
Got the ventriloquist dummies.
Okay. I was only thinking like mannequins for some reason.
Mannequins. That's later.
I'm not God, but if I was, I'd be an angry God.
Oh, we gave it our best shot. So a crash test dummy killed.
Still sweet? His heart?
You want the truth?
Olive Snook did not want the truth, but her heart was so full that it reached up and nodded her head.
He digs her in a way he definitely doesn't dig you.
Did they touch much?
Wish they would.
And she needs to know that Bernard loved her. It was his dying wish.
It's so sad.
Undead, dying,
Not a big fan of the blow.
You
undying,
bring pie. Someone dies, you bring food. It's what you do.
undead.
As the pie maker
Undead wish?
secretly... Olive secretly felt the distance between her and the pie maker grow more and more vast, until it seemed she might as well be on the other side of the universe.
It do be like that sometimes.
So then they're talking for a bit, and then finally they're trying to figure out who killed him.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, what are you talking about? Who was the? Do you know saw you in the hit and run? And it's like, what are you talking about? I was murdered by a crash test dummy. and then the minute's up, dead.
So he's got to get dead again.
So we got a mystery to solve.
We has mystery.
Hooray!
What could be?
Oh, also before he died, he basically said, "Can you tell Janine in promotions that I loved her?" Mm-hmm. So we got to find Janine too.
Got to find Janine.
And then we find out where Bernard worked, which was at the Dandelion Worldwide Industries, which is basically a really ugly car.
So ugly.
It's really ugly, guys.
Yeah.
And it runs on dandelions.
Right. So like renewable energy. Yay. Yay.
Well, dandelions like constantly. I don't know how dandelions work. Like, do they constantly grow?
You ever see they get everywhere.
Yeah.
They're weeds, which they're still beautiful. So
But I guess it's a good thing to.
That'd be a more sustainable source than like dinosaur juice. Oil. Oil comes from the liquefied remains of dinosaurs.
Does it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's where plastic comes from too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it's a non-renewable source.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's unfortunate.
But what about I would say electricity, but then once the definite apocalypse happens, then we gotta worry. But then there might not be electricity.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Or maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll die. But as long as we have fun, right? As long as we have a good time.
I guess. Anyway.
The Earth is our only home. If we don't take care of it, who will? Imagine a vehicle so revolutionary it runs on an extraordinary new fuel derived from a renewable plant found everywhere. The Dandelion. Introducing the Dandelion SX. It'll blow you away.
Do you want that car?
While some came to Dandelion Industries to see the car of the future.
I think I might pass on
Chuck
that.
I mean,
and the pie maker
environmentally
came with a
friendly.
wish from the past.
A car that runs on dandelions?
But
That's so
also,
neat.
How are we gonna find
it's
you?
really ugly.
I was speaking Japanese. I was like, what language is this?
Bernardo Slevek-sanga na kunatato kikimashita.
Have a nice day.
Oh yeah, Chuck knows Japanese.
Please, don't touch. No smudginess.
Don't you have any hidden talents or hobbies? I mean regular ones.
Chuck's love of language had begun upon the discovery of a portable cassette tape player.
Jarlsbergen aufgebudet.
Is that the best way to learn a language? Just one phrase a bunch of times?
Flower power. Would you like a fact sheet on the Dandelion SX, the
What?
sports car of tomorrow? Get it? Sports car. Well, I think it's cute.
Are you Janine?
Am I in trouble for making up slogans? Because I'll
She
say
has
the blow away
eyelashes.
thing, but it seemed kind of redundant with the commercial
They
playing
look
all the
painful.
time.
Systems. We crash things in here. Boom this car.
And
Now.
also, do you question the logistics of a car running on dandelions?
I mean, it falls in line with the whimsy of the show.
I mean, environmentally speaking, it's
The
okay.
group
Yeah, it'll be
thrilled
okay.
to the sight of twisted...
Oh.
Dummies.
Dummies is not like the others.
Where did his clothes go?
Where did his face go?
Maybe Bernard wasn't crazy.
So, it's a really ugly car that runs on dandelions. And, Janine is basically like, she's in promotions. She basically is there to look pretty.
Yeah.
And she's got like a big dandelion hat and then like on her eyelashes.
Yeah.
And, so we meet Janine, who is played by
Ricky Lindholm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of, I know her from
Garfunkel and Oates
fame.
That's what I know from that, even though I've never seen or heard any of Garfunkel and Oates.
Oh.
But also
they're
she was
pretty
on
fun.
that show Another Period,
Okay.
which was kind of like if you mix Downton Abbey with Modern Family,
Oh, okay.
and it's her and I forget the other woman's name, but if connecting it to other stuff. So like her character is basically
From Garfunkel and Oates? The other
no,
one?
no, somebody else, not Kate Micucci.
Not Kate Micucci.
I forget her name, but she is in that show, and they also have a brother. She has a twin brother who she's in an incestuous relationship with.
Oh, great.
And that's Jason Ritter.
Ah, great.
And it's comedy.
It's a good time. It's a good time all around.
It's actually really funny, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really? That sounds good.
But
That's good, yeah.
then we also meet Mark Chase, who's the CEO, and he's played by Patrick Fabian,
Okay.
who he's like that guy, like you've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I realized, I think this is true, but I didn't actually look it up. I think he's the bad guy in Twitches.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Patrick?
Fabian.
What is his filmography? Twitches. He is the bad guy in Twitches. Good work.
Yay!
Excellent.
I just
work.
remember he's got a distinct voice.
Santos.
Remember that movie?
Twitches. It's been a long time since I've seen Twitches. Is that on Disney Plus? Can I watch Twitches on Disney Plus?
I don't have Disney Plus, so I don't know.
That's unfortunate.
It might be,
I
or if
should
it
look up.
isn't, it will be.
Man, I want to watch Twitches now. I'm not gonna lie.
Or
I would love to watch
and the
some
sequel?
Twitches. I actually never saw Twitches 2.
I saw Twitches 2. I don't remember it.
I remember one scene from it, but that's it.
I think they get boyfriends, and they're.
Or is that from the first one?
Which one are you thinking?
I don't know. The peppy side characters get together. Was that the first one or the second one?
They were together in both of them.
Okay,
They
yeah.
got married in the second one, I think.
Okay. No, I'm thinking the first one then. Twitches was fun. I should read the books sometime.
Is that a book?
They're based on books, but I think the books are a lot different.
I mean, it turned into a Disney Channel original movie.
That's true.
Anyway, Pushing Daisies.
Pushing Daisies.
So Mark Chase is taking some Japanese investors on a tour, and then we find out that also Chuck speaks Japanese. She actually speaks a lot of languages, because again, when you're a shut-in,
you have a lot of time to learn things.
So we found out that she found a cassette player and then a box of cassettes to teach you languages.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how she learned the languages.
Very nice.
Anyway. And then we go into the crash test the building, and then we see some crash test dummies. So we're like, huh. Oh, also we find a room full of crash test dummies.
Yeah.
And one of them is missing a face, and it's kind of creepy.
That's not creepy at all. It's fine.
But I also kind of like how like Ned and Chuck do like the high five thing with the Dandelion like sport toy things that they got. They're just like bang, and I'm like, that's cute.
It's cute.
Also, like something that brings up that I kind of rewatching it might be like because they were gonna bring up hi to Janine, and then she like the girl says like she's not Janine, but we know she is. Like takes the pie and then starts eating it, which kind of leads to like I'd say something like a touch like problematic and outdated, a little bit. I'm saying like with like we give her a pie and then she like basically starts like to eat.
Yeah,
so I'm like I like for me like that's like it's a touch like especially like for nowadays it's a touch outdated. I would say we'll get to like I mean we could probably say that like we think like Ginny's probably like a binge and purger.
Yeah.
I would just say like for me not the problematic thing is the binge and purging, but like we're playing it for laughs.
Right.
That's the thing that I find problematic.
Right.
So I don't know if you agree, but I kind of
a little bit. It's definitely like that definitely felt like, because it took me a second to catch it, and I was like, oh, that's where we're going.
It took me a long time to catch it, too. When I was, like, young, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, she just eats a lot. And then, like, there's, like, the bit where later on where she goes to the bathroom.
Right.
So you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I feel like, from what I can remember, I don't think it was really much more problematic stuff. That's, like, I noticed that.
Right.
And again, like, it's kind of, like, just the fact that they're playing it for laughs. But anyway. Before we get to that,
continue.
I found the clue.
Clue's a board game. The professor did it in the parlor with a rubber mallet. That's a clue. We find evidence.
I prefer the candlestick, personally.
Really?
Who'd have access?
We gotta get back in there tonight.
Angry competitors in the dandelion fueling car
See
business?
if whoever took that dummy mask left any evidence.
It was.
Why don't we just
It
do
was the
like?
hot thing.
What about the Tesla? Can
We're
we
out
just
late
do
tonight, a frivolous thing, hardly worth explaining.
Oh?
Can you close up?
electricity?
I think I just did.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be good in the apocalypse,
See you
would
in the
it?
morning.
Either with dandelions.
Bye, Olive. Bye, Digby.
Except when her heart broke open and it spilled out into the world.
Is she gonna sing?
I mean,
It is Kristen Chenoweth. She's gonna sing.
you have a show with Kristen Chenoweth.
She's gonna have to sing at some point.
To cry.
Does it fit? But
I'm hopelessly devoted.
oh, we have Grace in the
Excuse me.
Nice.
We're closed.
And sit around and wait for you.
Aw.
Aw.
Baby, can't you see? There's nothing left.
Give the dog a belly rub.
for me to do. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. And not in my hand, hopelessly devoted to you. To you.
Oh, indeed.
No.
To you.
Like, I just want to be like, Olive, you need to get over him.
Yeah. Not worth it.
No. So we tell Emerson, like, hey, we found a room full of crash test dummies.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, let's go back to the Dandelion Industries and get there. And then we
Right.
leave Olive alone to close up because that's all what Olive does.
Yeah.
And then she starts singing because it's Kristen Chenoweth. What do you expect?
But, like, 'cause you have her. What are you gonna make her do? Sing.
Yeah, so she sings Hopelessly Devoted to You from Grease.
Yeah.
Which we have that in the back.
Very nice.
I don't know if it's currently in the background, but, like, it's there. Which, like, I think for a long time, I wasn't sure if that was in the original show or if they just wrote it for the movie, and I think they wrote it for the movie.
Oh, okay.
But she sings that. She's dancing with Digby. There's, like, a floor cleaner guy that comes in. There's that. It's just a fun little...
It's a funny little bit.
But anyway, so we go back to the place, and then both Emerson and Chuck got a ID badge.
Mm-hmm.
Emerson got his a bit complicated way, just like calling the company and digitally altering it.
Right.
Chuck just hugged a guy and
Right.
sneaked it up because he was shocked to buy her lady bits.
Nice.
Yes. So then we go there, and then we also find another room with skeletons in the closet.
Yes, literally. Oh. Ooh. Something's gonna happen.
Is that cheap?
I don't know. Is this? I gave the security guard a hug goodbye. My upper body distracted him while these things I call hands took this off his belt.
Look, we've all done things we're not proud of. We all have secrets.
What secrets?
Skeletons in the closet.
Exactly. How long have you been listening?
There are skeletons in the closet.
Those aren't skeletons.
Those are
No, we
dead
meant
bodies.
literally.
Oh.
Questions?
Many.
Thoughts.
Hey, if I wanted to mingle with a bunch of geeks wearing leotards, I'd have stayed in art school.
To art school?
You know that, did you? And what happened to all the real dummies?
Before Emerson Codd could reply with a clever, if slightly insulting remark.
See that?
Although it's like, I think it's funny because like basically how we get to that is that like Chuck's talking about like how she wants to know about Ned, and Ned's kind of like, nope, close in,
Shut her down.
And then Emerson says there are skeletons in the closet, and then it's funny because then they say like those aren't skeletons, they're dead bodies, and I'm like, but technically they're skeletons.
There's just, the skeletons are just inside of the dead bodies.
Also, like, how old are those dead bodies? I mean, I know like they're in like they're in a cold area,
Yeah.
so they're pretty well kept.
Yeah.
So they bring a couple back to life.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
They don't really know what's going on.
They know what's going on. I did find the one where they wake up the lady and she just starts screaming, and then everything's like, ah. That always makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But she actually gives them information. And it sounds like the company didn't kill anybody in order to test them. It sounds like they got dead bodies.
Signed, like, waivers that basically they...
Yeah, you find out, like, she signed a waiver basically saying, like, I signed a waiver saying, like, I'd be fine with, like, doing crash test things if I die.
Mm-hmm.
So then we find out that, and then we find out later, because, like, hey, because I forgot that they say this in the episode, but, like, hey, dead bodies can't hold on to information because they're dead, unlike dummies.
Mm. Right.
But then also, as they're leaving, they run into Janine.
They do.
The attraction was instantaneous, and they would both confess to replaying this first encounter as they fell asleep in their beds that night.
Get it.
Hiding their affair from the world like a trade secret.
Reference.
I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I know that reference.
But Janine from promotion
Avatar?
felt a chasm growing between them. Suspecting her safety scientist of stepping out on her, she began to
these
smile.
cars?
But there was no other flower.
Where did she go?
Sorry, restroom. Mint anyone?
No, thanks.
Where was Sleebeck going on these night drives?
I could never see. And when I confronted him about it, he wouldn't tell me anything. I thought he was being paranoid till he turned up dead. You gonna finish that?
Yes.
What he was doing.
Her information was valuable, and the price was pie.
Why do you want somebody else's pie?
I don't know. This is pre-corona, obviously.
It's easier if I show you. Follow me. Shotgun.
Chuck,
I hate the back.
dead again, forever.
I mean, fair?
But it wasn't as sheltered as you think. Aunt Lily had a very extensive collection of historic erotica hidden in the milk cellar.
Ooh.
Oh, the cheese floor, the spooky place under the house, whatever.
I will pay the both of you not to have this conversation in front of me.
Tragically for Janine, it didn't matter where she sat.
Oh.
He's fine.
Yeah?
She's fine.
Good as new.
What bodies? The dead bodies? We already found the dead body.
No. The one's in the big hole.
Oh.
Oh.
They take her back to the pie hole, and she's like again eating more.
She eats pie.
There's a lot of.
She likes to eat pie.
And then they find out about their basically love story, and it's kind of cute. Like he was like on a lunch break, and she was like doing a thing, and then they started staring at each other, and it was like love at first.
Love at first sight.
And it's cute. And then they
It's cute.
do the typical Titanic having sex in a car, and
With the hand on the window. Iconic.
which you knew was coming. And then suddenly, like as the release of the car was coming, Bernard became more distant, and she was like wondering like what's going on. And then apparently they both drive Dandelion cars.
Apparently.
It's just such an ugly car.
It's so ugly.
It's so ugly. Is there even a trunk?
That's a great question.
Like, how does it even work as a car?
Don't even think about it.
Right.
It's best if you don't think about it.
Eh.
Just know that it didn't work.
But she never really... She kind of found out what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, basically, she does find out that apparently they were burying a bunch of dummies in a big hole.
Mm-hmm.
So then she decides to go, like, basically wants to show them. So then they're riding in their car and that kind of thing, and talking more about secrets. So that's, like, the big, like, underlining thing of, like, Chuck being like, Ned, can you just open up to me?
Yeah.
Come on.
And he's like, no.
And then suddenly,
yes,
the Dandelion car explodes.
Kaboom.
Janine's fine. Well,
mostly.
Mostly?
Mostly.
I mean, she lives.
Yeah.
And she's just covered in, like, bandages and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically we find out, like, we were finding a hole full of dummies.
Right.
So then they go to the hole.
Oh. That is a big hole. Filled with bodies.
Well,
Use a hard drive to record any of the crash test data.
you know what can't record crash test data?
Couldn't they just erase it?
Dead human bodies.
Erase anything.
Why are there dead people on hooks and plastic dummies in a grave?
Well, the company must have switched the
they're
cadavers so
dead.
that there'd be no permanent record of the crash test results.
See?
Dead people don't talk.
Hello.
Well, that wouldn't have been bad if she fell on Ned.
Closing her eyes only made her visions of the pie maker's late-night date with the perky brunette from nowhere
Well, they're not in
more
the bath.
vivid and uncensored.
This is fine.
Is it? Let's see, it's behind the mask. Is that what they say in Scooby-Doo?
It's been a while since I watched Scooby-Doo. Oh, that is a not great sound.
Hey!
Oh.
They're using dummies and real people?
Bernard begged the president to cancel the car's launch.
That's actually really good for cleanup. Not gonna lie.
The Dandelion car is the culmination of my life's work. It is a flower-powered phenomenon born of 1,000 sleepless nights, intense Ritalin abuse, and a long sublimated interest in botany. So what if in the unlikely, but not impossible event that the car gets up to a speed of 70 miles an hour with the headlights on and the seat warmer on low, a short circuit in the radio causes a cataclysmic chain reaction that blows the car and its precious human cargo to smithereens?
As Mark Chase continued his monologue, unaware that it was completely inaudible from within the sealed body bag within the car. Chuck.
Very romantic.
Aww. And then they like see that, and then suddenly there's like a live dummy
Mm-hmm.
on the thing, and then he just tasers everybody. And then they wake up in a Dandelion car in the crash test area, and they're in a body bag.
Put him in a body bag.
And like
they did. They put him in the body bag.
Put them in the body bags and they're tied up, so you're kind of wondering what's going on. And then we see the dummy, and he like scratches the window, and I'm like, nope.
Yep. Yeah.
And then we find
That's a
out.
terrible noise.
And then we find out who's behind the mask. I forget the Scooby-Doo term.
Yeah.
And it's Mark Chase.
It's that guy, the business guy.
He's murdering people.
He's murdering people.
Well, he's the CEO.
Yeah, I mean, like, same thing. Murderer, leader of a company.
So we find out
Guillotine.
that there's like a bunch of issues with the car.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know.
Yeah, because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And there's some technical glitches where
I'm trying to figure out if they say what it is here, but I'm not.
What makes it explode?
Yeah, I know it's
You have to be, if you're
70 miles an hour with, I forget, I know it's, and the seat warmer's on low, but I forget the second thing.
Oh, yeah, it's that, and then that causes with the headlights on.
With the headlights on. So it's, if the car goes 70 miles an hour with the headlights on and the seat warmer on low, there's a glitch in the radio that causes the car to explode and all the people in it burst to smithereens.
Which is fun.
So they find that out. Bernard finds that out, and he's like, we can't release this.
Right.
This is bad. And then Mark Chase like wants to give him money. He's like, shut up.
Tries to buy him off. But
and Bernard's like, no.
Yeah.
And then, so Mark Chase is like, all right, I guess I'm going to kill this guy.
So, yeah, he does what anybody would do, I guess, and kills the scientist.
Kills the scientist, and then takes his body in the body bag to a road and makes it look like a hit and run.
Right.
So, it's fine. But then also, like, as he's monologuing, nobody can hear him.
Oh, it's, because they're all in body bags, so they can't actually, like, hear anything.
Yeah, and then Chuck's upset because she thinks he's going to die again, and they think they're going to die. And then Ned and Chuck kiss.
They kiss.
In the body bags.
With, like, plastic. It's, like, kind of gross, but really cute.
Again, you really just need, like, a thin layer.
Oh, just, well, yeah.
You just can't be skin to skin.
Yeah.
Thin layer, like today's world.
There's...
Literally, I was, like, looking this stuff up. I found, like, a thing saying, like, how Pushing Daisies teach you during social distancing. But, like, listen, most couples, especially if they're living together, they're not social distancing.
It's true.
And they don't have to, because they've been together for a while.
It's a long time.
There's probably people there who aren't social distancing in general. And, like, still...
That's why we're still here.
And still doing the Lord's dirty work. There's going to be so many quarantine babies.
So many babies.
But he often left the house with the needles in his pocket should the opportunity to rib stitch a ski cap present itself.
That's convenient. Is there a trunk in that car even?
No idea.
I'm curious. That car's not environmentally friendly.
If only the pie maker had heard. If only he'd heard it was also a death trap. A dandelion-fueled time bomb.
And then they died at the end. Got it. Figured it out.
In the unlikely but not impossible event of reaching the speed of 70 miles an hour with the headlights on and the seat warmers set to low, a short circuit in the radio would set off a cataclysmic chain reaction.
At least the brakes work.
You okay?
I am now.
Aww.
Whatever the pie maker had been doing that night did not seem especially romantic.
Can you help us get out of these body bags?
Sure.
I have no questions. But anyway, so then, as they're doing that, we find out, because I forgot to mention, like, one of Emerson's quirks is that he knits when he's, like, stressed.
Yeah.
So he's been knitting a lot, and also so basically he pulls out a knitting needle and gets himself out, and then gets Ned and Chuck out, and then just, like, drives. So then they're driving. Mm-hmm. And it's a funny bit where they're driving the Dandelion thing, and then Mark Chase is like a Hummer?
Yeah, right. It's supposed to be like this, clean, renewable energy, and then he bursts in with the Hummer.
So then car chase.
Yeah.
And then we're concerned that, like, they're going to get up to 70 miles. Like, he's basically trying to make them go faster so then the car will explode. But then they get away, and then he gets stopped by the police, and also his car runs out of gas.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have dandelions.
Yeah.
But then you're realizing, oh, wait, for some reason they turned on the seat warmer. Don't know why.
Don't know why the seat warmer was on.
The headlights are on because it's night, and they're going 7 miles an hour, so then you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
But then suddenly they see Olive, who, like, couldn't sleep and is walking Digby.
Right.
And they just break.
Yeah.
And then we're good.
Nobody explodes. Or dies today.
Well, I mean,
people die all the time.
Bernard died.
Yeah. Well, he was already dead, though.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, not yay.
Yeah, well, hey, it happens.
So then, and then Olive's like, okay, and then I love the line of Ned's like, can you help us out of these body bags?
Which is very sexy. Huh?
Yeah.
The car maker tried to flee, only to discover he was out of gas. Unlike the pie maker and his friends, the Dandelion Car Company did not survive once its dark secrets were revealed.
They didn't build anything else.
Not giving up, Digby.
Get in.
The front?
Aw.
You did this?
It's for, steering emergencies.
He lied.
Perfect. Just what I thought.
She lied, too.
I was about to say, it's for the wrong hand.
Right. What's with that weird 2000s effect where, like, things are, like, choppy slow motion for absolutely no reason?
It's the 2000s? And then, so the episode ends, Ned and Chuck are still being adorable, and then Olive's like, I'm not going to give up just yet. And I'm kind of like, sweetie.
You should.
You should.
It's not worth it.
He's not. Yeah, you could totally find somebody better.
You could do so much better.
You could. Not. That's like definite. And so we find out that Mark Chase gets a life sentence because most people do. Janine gets help from a nutritionist, so that's good. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. Emerson is still doing a lot of knitting. He's like knitting money koozies.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
So he's got the money and he's got knitting.
And then also, because for like this like little bit was that Chuck always had to sit in the back of the car.
Right.
Because Ned was always worried like what happens like if he touched her.
Right.
So then he decides to put like a screen so that she can be in the front.
Yeah.
And also like reveals that he likes driving. He really
So we know a thing about him.
And then he puts like a glove hand thing. I guess the only issue is that it's the wrong hand.
Yeah, it's like you have to like that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if she's fine with that.
Yeah, she's fine with it.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cute.
It is cute.
The end.
It's, the end.
What do you think of this episode?
I like this episode. I'm trying to think of anything. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I think it feels like a very typical second episode where I don't have anything to go off of because it feels like, okay, now we're like getting in a rhythm of things now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we're starting to like, kind of better solidify what the characters are. So yeah, I'm just I'm curious to see where we go. It wasn't like standout banger of an episode, but I'm like, solid.
I think it's a definitely very solid episode. I think there's like some more that are better, but like
yeah. So I'm not expecting much from this episode, but I was like, it was solid.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think I enjoyed this episode a bit, quite a bit. I think definitely there's like, again, it's not the ones that I go back to frequently unless I'm like doing a full binge of the show.
Right.
But it's like, what I like.
Right.
Is there any trivia?
There better be.
There's not like they basically would say Kristen Chenoweth sings. There's more like a lot of cultural references that they point out.
Ooh, anything good? Besides Titanic.
Yeah, we got Titanic. Where was that? Oh, yeah. The opening scene with the frogs in the boarding school is an apparent homage to the frog dissection scene in E.T.
Oh.
I haven't seen E.T. in a while.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen E.T.
This episode shares... When I read this, I wasn't sure because it didn't make sense. It says it shares a common premise with the film Back to the Future. An ultra-modern vehicle with atypical doors. With atypical doors, it does something unexpected when it reaches a specific high speed.
That's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
That's a stretch.
The writers seem to signal that was no coincidence. I think basically let's make a car that looks really stupid, hence like Back to the Future.
It's like, the DeLorean, yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess I was thinking more of like speed, where like if you got to a certain point and then you got lower than that, you exploded.
Oh, yeah. Haha.
When Ned, Chuck, and Emerson are getting away from the Dandelion in the Dandelion Excess, they pass by a movie theater, and the marquee is Our Sick and the Old Lace, the 1994 Cary Grant black comedy.
Huh.
Yeah, I think the only trivia was just like when the episode repeated, the exterior of the Dandelion Worldwide Industries changes. And then also a line from the narrator was added after Janine says, well, I figured it out. Like they just added a line saying the flower was no fool or information is valuable and the price was pie.
The price was pie.
And there's like goofs, which like I don't know if we want to use those because I don't really find goofs that interesting.
Nah.
Yeah, so that's that episode.
All right.
I don't know if we don't have like a ton of comments because again, it's like we do have some.
Yeah, but only from Gravity Falls from like a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I think a couple from our live streams, but
mostly it's like, hey, your live stream isn't working.
Yeah. I like the one from old one from Legend of Korra.
Oh yeah.
Like from Jemska 03, Korra and Asami are together as a couple. Already came out, still in the comics, which are canon, and I'm sure they'll be together for the rest of their lives.
They better be together for the rest of their lives because listen, 2020 has done enough for me. I need something happy, and I just want them to live happily ever after. Anyway, Legend of Korra dropped on Netflix.
It did.
So if you're rewatching it, you can always also like go back and listen to our Legend of Korra reviews because
especially our season 2 stuff because while that season is not good, I think our commentary is funny.
We had a good time.
I just remember like my one bit where I was like really mad about how they were trying to break a spirit thing with water, and I was just like, "Are you fucking serious?"
That was pretty funny.
Also, like I'm still really proud of that one joke I made at the end of season 3 when Pali died.
Mm-hmm. That was so great. That caught me so off guard that it was so funny.
I just literally, I'm like, the joke was that they were this, like, her head got chopped off and they're the same, and what's his name? Amon? No.
That was Zahir.
Zahir. I was, like, literally forgetting his name, and that Apolly and Zahir were the same height.
Yeah, because she was really tall. She's a tall lady. But it was...
You would have crushed on her.
Like a little bit. What can I say? I'm a sucker for tall ladies. So anyway.
So go back and watch our old stuff. Watch our new stuff. Leave comments or Pushing Daisies.
Yeah.
And then we will read them.
You won't see them in the next few episodes because we're recording multiple at the same time because that's what we do.
And, like, to let us know if you're watching this with us, if you were a fan of the show when it was on, like me, and you're sad that it got canceled too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're not watching it at all and you're just want to watch us because we're, you know, funny and quirky.
Yeah, and just, like, for all the other things that we may talk about, because we get distracted often.
Oh, how long is this?
I don't want to know.
An hour? Oh, no, an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did the first one was a lot longer than the second episode.
Yeah.
But okay.
So,
cool.
We'll probably need to discuss this. So, next episode is the fun and funeral.
Oh, that seems very fitting for the show.
And then I'll tell the next episode. The next episode after that is called Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Anyway, but that's it for this episode, guys. You can thank you so much for watching and or listening.
We appreciate you.
You can find us on YouTube under Witty Clothes. Yeah. Please like, comment, subscribe.
All that good
we're
stuff.
We're close. Again, I think we're close to 550.
Aw.
What are we at? I don't know.
Guys.
We're at 540. I thought we were at 542. Oh, well, point is, still, like 10 more than we're at 550. And it's been a crazy year, so we want to entertain you guys. So please,
let us entertain you. Let us make you smile.
Yes.
Because I want to smile sometimes.
We are on Facebook at Woody Clothes Productions, so comment there if you want, or like us.
Like us, share our stuff, maybe to your grandmother.
Twitter at Woody Clothes.
Yes.
So you can tweet at us and follow us there.
Yeah, you can follow. Sure.
Yes, I know terminology.
You know Twitter.
We probably need to add this. I know we're on iTunes as well, so you can leave us a rating or a review.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Also, I don't think we ever made this announcement, but we're also on Spotify now.
Oh yeah, well that happened since then.
I added us to Spotify, so we're on there.
Sweet.
So you can follow us on Spotify under Witty Clothes Productions, or it might have been under First Reaction. I don't know. Hold on. I don't actually know.
I don't have Spotify, so I wouldn't.
It's good. Yeah, First Fan Reaction. Oh, it's under First Fan Reaction, so look it up there under Spotify.
Yeah.
I only use that because last podcast on the left stuff moved exclusively to Spotify.
Oh wow.
And it's still free, so I'm like, okay, I'll get it.
Nice. Keep it free.
Keep it free.
Keep it sexy.
And then you can email us at wittyclothes@gmail.com if you have any. I haven't checked that email in a while, though.
It's been a minute, actually. I should do that as well.
We're both going to check. I don't think we got any emails from anybody.
Yeah, well, somebody signed us up for, like, this subscription list of, like, talking about narcissism. Do we still get emails from the narcissist people?
I think so.
That looks like the narcissist people. Did we get anything good? Did we get any good emails?
No, I don't think we got anything from them.
Really? Oh, that's good. Maybe they figured out that we weren't narcissists. That was really funny. I don't know why you're getting so many emails about narcissism that was a hot minute.
I was questioning you, but anyway. So that's it. And again, we're gonna come back with the fun and funeral, and possibly depending on how we record this, we're gonna definitely do the fun and funeral next, and then depending on how we record this, Pigeon will be after.
Oh well, for them it doesn't matter because they'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, it doesn't matter. That's an us problem.
I'm Dara Whitman.
I'm Cailin Clothier.
Peace.
This is such a weird. Hey, there's a Dara.
Oh, I didn't see that.
There's a Dara in the menu.
Okay.
You made it. Congratulations.